This game is sponsored by our NC Rams All Sports Booster Club, Platinum and Gold sponsors. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsor, Dr. William Fessler of Family Dentistry, the dental office for our entire family's dental needs. At William Fessler Family Dentistry, smile, you're in good hands. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsors and NCHS alumni, Leo and Steve Carl of Carl Chevrolet, who have been proud supporters of local athletic programs for generations. Their dealership has been serving Fairfield County since 1927. Their team is ready to assist with all of your automotive needs. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsor, Walter Storts. Walter Storts Market has supported NC Rams athletics and the entire New Canaan community for years. Walter Storts is your fresh local market. We would like to thank our gold sponsor, Anderson Kenny Architecture, a full-service practice that encompasses a range of commissioned residential and commercial projects. Each project is a thoughtful collaboration tailored for clients and their needs. The outcome is highly personal and constructed with intention and integrity. We would like to thank our gold sponsor, Frangione Engineering. Planning on putting in a pool or an addition onto your house? Are you having drainage issues on your property? Well, Frangione Engineering can help you find a solution. Thank you to our gold sponsor, Performance Optimal Health, who proudly supports all New Canaan Rams athletes in their 2022-2023 seasons. Their team helps clients achieve their health goals through exercise, recovery, nutrition, and stress management. They offer their congratulations to all teams competing this season.
It doesn't get much better than this. Number 1 versus number 2 in the Nutmeg State. Number 1 versus number 4 in the nation. Rival versus rival. Grab your popcorn, folks. It's Darien and New Canaan in the most highly anticipated girls lacrosse game in the 2023 season, live from Dunning Field on the campus of New Canaan High School. Hi, everybody. Join alongside me, the former Cornell midfielder Paul Tully. I'm Braden Shank, and Paul, nothing compares to this rivalry showdown. It's one that has been referred to by many college coaches as a college-level game because of the talent out here, and we're going to see quite a contest here this afternoon.
Yes, both these teams have a very experienced group of girls. They start out early enough in their youth programs. A lot of them, they pretty much know each other very well, and it's kind of a neat thing. You know, that the rivalry between Darien and New Canaan exists in all the sports. And it's just a really fun event for both towns. And, you know, it goes back and forth, up and down. It's just you gotta go out there and you gotta play the game.
You mentioned the rivalry, and these teams have met in some thrillers over the years. Last year, meetings in the FCIAC and State championships, both won by New Canaan, as well as these teams have combined to win the last 9 state championships and the last 10 conference titles, but that all starts with a long-awaited meeting in the regular season. And Paul, that's what we're going to see this afternoon. Let's look at both teams. First, starting for Darien, what are you looking for in this Blue Wave team?
This Blue Wave team is very experienced. They have the number 1 recruit in the country, obviously, in Chloe Humphrey. They are obviously very well coached. Lisa Lindley, legendary in the world of lacrosse, and it's going to be a run and gun game for them. I'm pretty sure. I think that that's their pace. They like to get the pace going. They like to move the ball quick. They like to shoot quick. I think New Canaan on the other side, we're a little more methodical with the ball, where we try and slow it down a little bit, get the offense set up. And it's going to be an interesting chess game.
It definitely is indeed. You mentioned the pace of play that these two teams played. Darien, they went down to Maryland a couple weekends ago to take on the St. Paul's School for Girls. That was a game that Darien won by 1. But the big thing, Paul, they played with a shot clock in that game against the Long State's finest. So it just shows you the difference here that Darien and New Canaan have. The Wave, they're going to look for the quantity of the shots, to take shot after shot, stay on the offense, while New Canaan's going to set it up for a couple minutes, look for the offense, and try to get it going here today. And looking at this New Canaan team, Paul, they have one player to look out for, and that's the senior committed to Michigan, Stella Nolan. What do you see in Stella's game?
So Stella's an attackman and has a very good quick move at first. She has an eye for the cage. She's a definite shooter, and she moves around quickly, which is helpful, and is a good cutter through the crease. I think that's her strength, and we're going to have to rely heavily on that today.
And on Darian, you mentioned a little bit Chloe Humphrey, the #1 player in the country, the senior committed to North Carolina. It seems like 7 8-goal games are just routine for Chloe. And what is New Canaan going to need to do to try to slow down Chloe Humphrey?
I think that's a really, really tough challenge. And I think it's for every team that is going to play Darien. That's a very, very tough challenge. I think they're going to have to just really kind of keep their feet moving. They're going to have to continually communicate on defense. They're going to have to keep their sticks up. And they're going to have to be mindful of where she is on the field at all times.
It's definitely going to be interesting. We mentioned that it's 1 versus 2 in the Nutmeg State, but on a larger scale, it's the #1 team in the country, the Darien Blue Wave, and the #4 team in the country, the New Canaan Rams. You look at the 2 teams that separate them, 2 teams out of Maryland, the McDonough Eagles and the St. Paul School for Girls Gators. Again, Darien took down the #3 Gators a couple weeks ago at the USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. I know for sure I made that trip down. It was a long day, but one great game we were treated to. I have a feeling this one could be just as good here at Dunning Field on the campus of New Canaan High School.
Well, as you mentioned, down in Maryland, when you guys went down there to play St. Paul's, playing with some different rules and a shot clock is definitely, a game changer in the game of lacrosse and women's lacrosse. The shot clock is it's a very meaningful part of the game, and I have a daughter who plays as a freshman at Cornell, and when you watch a college level game versus a high school game and there's no shot clock, it's very different. So put the shot clock in the mix, and you've got now another element to keep the game moving, to keep it the fastest game on foot.
It definitely is the fastest game on foot. And you look down the stretch, that game against Darien at St. Paul, the Wave had a 2-goal lead on it with about 3 minutes to go. In a CIAC contest, you would see them hold the ball for a majority of those 3 minutes, not really force a shot. But when you have a 60, 90-second shot clock on, you have to get the offense still, and it gives the defense, the team down, a chance to still score and stay in the game. So it's definitely a game changer for sure. But luckily for the Rams and the Blue Wave, they can breathe a sigh of relief knowing that they're playing without a shot clock today. They can take their time, and they just got to focus on the 50 minutes on the game clock, and that's what the Rams and the Wave will do this afternoon. 10-0 is what Darien comes into this afternoon's contest, Paul. And the other big thing we haven't touched on yet, the schedules that these teams have played. Darien, the hardest schedule in the Nutmeg State. They beat the #10 team in the country, the Manhasset Indians. The #3 team, the St. Paul School for Girls. #24, Richfield. #6, Ward Melville. And now they play their 5th nationally ranked opponent this season in the New Canaan Rams. As for the Rams, Paul, their first nationally ranked opponent of the season. How do you think that's going to factor into today?
Well, I think it certainly does help Darien in a way that's that you play up to your competition. Playing good teams early can really help shape a team. And sometimes it's just the way the schedule, lays out. You don't always get to have those tough games up front. But we have a tough stretch coming up right now. We're playing this game against Darien. We have Saturday's game against Garden City. And then we go right to a couple more Long Island teams, Bronxville. So we're gonna have to really step up to the plate here.
And it's something that with the new FCIAC division realignments, both of these teams were given 3 more out-of-conference slates for them to schedule. We're now going to send you down to the field with the starting lineups and the national anthem. teams are ready, the fans are ready, and so are we. The marquee game on the schedule, Darien and New Canaan, about to get underway for the 2023 regular season. And Paul, this is one date that both Darien and New Canaan and the entire communities have had circled once they got their schedules. It doesn't matter about these other competitions, but it's New Canaan and Darien, April 26th. This was the date that everyone was looking forward to.
It sure was, and especially Coach Lindley, I think. It was the last time we were on the field together. It was up at Sacred Heart, and New Canaan ended up, at the end of the day, having more goals than Darien that game, and it was a great game. It was back and forth the whole game. It was just the girls, both teams left it all on the field, and there has to be a winner, has to be a loser. So I think this is a big game for the Blue, and I think Lisa's looking for a little bit of payback.
14-13, the final from Sacred Heart University and the stadium field up there. That was New Canaan as they won their 7th all-time state championship over the Darien Blue Wave. But you look at the FCIAC meetings between these two, mostly dominated by Darien. However, the Rams have won the last 2 in 2022 and 2021. So it's going to be interesting come postseason time this year who will get the best of each other when they play that game later this year. But again, Darien, New Canaan, they're focused on the regular season right now because one of these teams will have their flawless season broken. The other will leave here still intact. The Princeton-bound Colette Quinn getting set inside the draw circle to meet her opponents. Patterson trots out to her net. Patterson, the sophomore goalkeeper for the Rams, will be going up against Hope Schudel. Two first-year starters getting the respective starts for their teams.
A lot of maneuvering on the circle.
And here we go from Dunning Fields. Violation against the Blue Wave, and the ball will go to Lexi Tully and the New Canaan Rams. New Canaan starts with possession. They're in their home whites with the red numbering, moving from left to right on your screen. Darien in the visiting blues with the white numbering from right to left. Stella Nolan now moving it behind the nets. Again, New Canaan, they're going to take their time, look for the perfect opportunity to try to beat Hope Schudel in nets. The junior committed to Duke for the Blue Wave.
Yeah, just trying to get a good flow going, just trying to see what kind of defense they're playing, who's playing on who, just get a good feel for what's going on. I think that's what New Canaan's objective is right now.
Sophomore Sydney Patton moving it behind the nets. Now Caroline Underwood. Tully starting the attack. Goes in front of the cage. Met with 2 Blue Wave defenders, pushed out by Maggie Bellissimo. The junior defender holds her ground, but the Rams are still with the possession. And Darian's not out of the clear yet. The Rams still with the ball. Flag has been pulled, and we will see our first free position of the contest. Going to Maddie Tully on the 8-meter.
On the 8-meter, it's not the most optimal hash, but we'll see what happens here.
Tully going to the cage, and she scores! Maddie Tully drawing first blood, and New Canaan goes up 1-0 on their first possession. The sophomore Ram converting from the 8-meter.
The free position can be a really interesting part of the game. You got to convert on those opportunities. It's one of those opportunities you don't get very often. That's why they call it a free position.
It's the hardest shot for a goalkeeper to stop. Hope Schudel not able to get the stick to it, and Tully draws first blood for New Canaan as they lead 1-0 just about 90 seconds into this contest. Quinn and Tully back inside the draw circle. First one was won by the Rams via the whistle. And Quinn with the draw control. And met with a sea of Ram defenders fighting off the contact, drawing the whistle. Underwood will move behind, and
yeah, they're going to set their clear up right here. New Canaan has to get in the ride and see if they can slow them down a little bit.
Benoit pushed to the grounds. Casey Benoit has taken her fair share of knocks to the turf this season. The Syracuse-bound senior will get back up and restart. Wearing the jersey number 85 this season, the memorial jersey for Darien. Second year that they have done the jersey number 85. Last year won by the senior captain, Molly McGuckin, now off at Trinity College, and handing it down to Casey Benoit.
It looks like they're playing some shut-off defense on Chloe with Kate Coyote.
On Kennel. Stafford to Vaught wide open, and she scores!
Great ball movement.
Sadie Stafford to a wide open Jillian Vaught, and Darian has the equalizer. The senior committed to Villanova puts the Wave on the board.
Great ball movement by Darian. Passing the ball is the number one component in this game when trying to score a goal. You have to pass the ball. You got to have your head on a swivel, always ready for that pass, and they executed that there with 3 quick passes and a nice goal on CC Patterson.
And it all starts right there with the ball movement from the freshman, Anna Von Kennel, the sole freshman on head coach Lisa Lindley's team, setting it up to Stafford, then going to Vaught for the finish. And that's what the Wave did for their first goal. A draw circle violation, false start, and they'll redraw.
A redraw, yep.
Quinn and Tully setting back up. As you mentioned, Paul, some action around the draw circle.
Yep, they're always trying to maneuver to see if they could get to the better position. Here we go. We have this is a big move right here. We need to sort of try and contain this. And
Humphrey will pull the whistle and get the free position. She stepped right up to the plate with 3 Rams defenders. And now Chloe Humphrey with the 8-meter shot from the top of the fan. And CC Patterson will get her sights set, looking to stop the senior to North Carolina. And Humphrey scores. Chloe Humphrey with her first goal of the contest, and Darian's got their first lead in this one.
As you said earlier, really tough shot for the goalie to stop on these free positions, especially from a player of her caliber.
Chloe Humphrey, she's only been denied, I believe, once or twice this season from the 8-meter shot. You look at that compared to the amount of goals she scored from the 8-meter, and there's a lot of them to her name, 30-plus goals on the season from the senior captain off to North Carolina, Chapel Hill. And
that was a good example of how important the face-off is and the ground ball is. Those 2 goals right there in under a minute, both because Darien got the ground ball off the face.
And it makes the big difference, the draw control, whichever team can win it. Our first change inside the draw circle, Quinn, this time against Devin Russell, the junior, going to Boston College. And Humphrey once again with draw control. Darien setting up the offense. Kelly Holmes on the near side.
Yeah, they still have Kate Coyote covering Chloe Humphrey.
Collect Quinn.
Key to this defense is to keep your feet moving, keep your sticks in the air, and keep talking to each other.
Vaught makes a nice move, going to the cage, stopped by the big spoon of CC Patterson. Patterson makes her first save, turning away Vaught. And how important is making that first save, Paul?
It's a big one. It's big. CC has been stellar at goal. This is an important big game for her, and that's a big, big save. It can change the momentum from 2 quick goals to now New Canaan has a chance to try and tie it up.
Again, the first time that these teams are meeting with the brand new goalies in net. Hope Schudel and CC Patterson taking over for Claire Mahoney and Shea Dolce. 2 players that graduated last year for their respective sides. Mahoney, the New Canaan High School alum, now starting for the Brown Bears, and Shea Dolce, the Blue Wave alum, just named to the All-ACC freshman team as a starting goalkeeper for the Boston College Eagles. And there's Lexi Tully with a nice spin move. Drawing the whistle.
On a charge. You have to have control of your body when coming in with the ball, and you just can't run through there with reckless abandon.
So the offensive foul, turning it over to the Blue Wave. In transition, Ryan Hapgood just high of Benoit, intercepted from the stick of Maddie Tully. Tully into the attacking zone, setting up the Rams. And again, this is where New Canaan's looking to control this game, take advantage, but mainly just controlling the offensive possession. 2
quick turnovers right there, right in the middle of the field. New Canaan looks to settle it down a little bit now and see if they can get in that offense.
Underwood behind the net. Pass over to Tully. Again, New Canaan looking for the screens. Tully off the play. No shot clock, so the Rams have nothing to worry about on that front. Nolan trying to make her dodge to the cage. Spins around and retreats it out. Maggie Bellissimo holding strong once again for the Wave.
Good defense. Good pull out of the ball.
And DeMarc now stepping up to turn away Devin Russell. Kate DeMarc, the senior, committed to Virginia to play lacrosse for the Cavaliers. And that's where New Canaan really kills you, is the high IQ on those. They're not going to take any bad shots. They're going to pull it out, keep with the possession. And that's what the Rams are doing now, staying on the ball. Going low, and Shoudell with the save. Hope Shoudell makes her first save of the contest. And now the Wave get the ball right back.
Nice save by Hope on a come around the cage. Emma tried to bounce it, and I think Hope just saw it coming.
Ball right back to Holmes.
He's still got that shut off going on Chloe. They got to keep talking on D here. They got to keep talking on D. Darien is a very, very well-oiled machine, and they will pick you apart if you are not able to kind of keep your stick in the air and your feet moving.
And a malfunction on the oiled machine right there as they turn it over to New Canaan. Just a miscommunication on the Wave. And now New Canaan gets the ball right back.
Okay. Now let's see what kind of clear New Canaan has. Darian's objective here to ride and get this ball back.
Reagan Quinn starting right back to her senior, Ella Patterson, the senior committed to Gettysburg. So far, good job by the Darien defense. Stella Nolan. High pass on Coyote. Kate Coyote looking to track it down. And taking a stick to the head from Casey Benoit.
Well, that was a successful clear for New Canaan.
Didn't look the prettiest, but it doesn't matter. They do successfully clear it.
Great check right there. I'm not sure what that call was, but it was a good check by Darien. Got to protect the ball. They have aggressive defensive tactic here.
So Hope Shoudell will restart. The bullet pass over to Sadie Stafford.
Obviously a set play right there. They have that practiced very, very often, I bet, in practice.
Now Von Kennel, the speedy freshman. Wave around the perimeter. They've got their attacker set. Humphrey makes a move, finds the cutting, and going high and scoring is Chloe Humphrey to perfection. Humphrey strikes again.
Beautiful goal by Chloe Humphrey. Just came around the cage. Really hard goal to stop for a goalie. High side. Very nicely done.
Chloe Humphrey with her second of the contest. And again, right there, started her cut a little late, saw an opportunity, was given some room from her defender, came around the cage, went to the top left corner of Patterson, and buried it to the back of the nets. Her second of the game, and again, she had 7 goals in the win against St. Paul's a couple weeks ago, and she can kill you literally anywhere on this field with the shot from range, the cut, the wraparound shot as she just showed, or the free position, which she's also shown.
And now she's up on the circle ready for a ground ball. This is a key ground ball for a key point of possession for New Canaan.
Truly the definition of a 5-tool player. Quinn back out in the draw circle for the Wave. Tully trying to grab it, instead into the open space, and Humphrey's got the ground ball. Humphrey now still up with it, and she scores! Chloe Humphrey off the draw, her third of the game, the hat trick, and the Wave go up 4-1.
That's how important that ground ball is. That was excellent ground ball work on her part. She saw it. She ran straight through it, turned around, and went to the cage.
What a goal by Chloe Humphrey. And it's now 4-1 Darien. Her third of the contest, and we're not even 10 minutes in. Truly a beautiful goal from the senior captain. And now with 15:59 to go, the Rams will look to get a draw control back on their side.
This is a big ground ball right here.
Just past Tully's stick, the scrum for it. And it's won by Humphrey again.
Canaan's having a really hard time picking up the ball. It's sometimes it's just the way the ball bounces. It's just you got to keep playing through it and keep trying.
Dogfight for it, won by Chloe Humphrey. She's got her second draw control, and now the Wave go back on the offense.
Yeah, New Canaan has to sort of tighten up on this defense here. Keep their feet moving, keep their heads on a swivel, and keep talking to each other.
Vaught pushed away by her defender. That was Catherine Norton, the junior committed to Dartmouth. Humphrey cutting once again, going low, stopped by the leg of Patterson. The rebound.
We got to get a ground ball again, and once again, Chloe Humphrey comes up with the ground ball.
And Humphrey taking the stick to the head will keep with the ball. But again, that's just been a point that Darien has been able to take advantage on, is those ground balls.
Yeah,
like you've been calling that since the first whistle.
Yeah, that one looked like the goalie could have got a stick on it, but there was a lot of activity at her feet, and there was a bunch of girls trying to grab the ball. So,
Vaught to Holmes, and she scores. Kelly Holmes wide open for the goal, and the junior makes it 5-1 Wave.
She was absolutely wide open. It looked like there was a defensive breakdown. Someone might have jumped early. I think this is a great timeout by Coach Woods.
Kelly Holmes with the goal, and head coach Kristen Woods will come out and take her first timeout. And Paul, what do you think head coach Woods is telling the girls right now?
I think she's telling them they got to relax a little bit. They've had 3 possessions down on their end that they've turned the ball over with silly penalties or just silly turnovers. I think they have to stop looking at the scoreboard. This is one goal at a time. Lacrosse is a game of runs, and Darien just had a nice run. So what I'm saying to them is, let's stop the run. Right now, we start with the ground ball off the circle, and then we move to our offense. That's all you have to do. It's got to be one step at a time. You can't think down the road of how we're going to score 4 goals to tie this game. One goal at a time.
As you see right there, 29th year head coach Lisa Lindley rallying up her troops again. 496 career victories for the Wave skipper, just 4 away for the legendary head coach of the Darien Blue Wave. And when you talk about the greats to ever coach in this game, Lisa Lindley's definitely up there, Paul.
Oh, without a doubt. Hall of Fame, 500 wins, which is, it's going to happen. It'll happen sooner rather than later. She just knows how to communicate to these girls. She knows how to pull the best out of all these athletes, and just a legendary coach.
Also special when the team went down at St. Paul's a couple weeks ago. They played at the USA Lacrosse headquarters, in which she's an inductee at, has a locker named after her in the team's locker room. So definitely special for head coach Lisa Lindley to go down to Sparks, Maryland, see all of her plaques down there and all of her other memorabilia. But truly one of the greatest coaches in high school girls lacrosse history across the country.
Definitely, no doubt.
And now Colette Quinn returns to the draw circle, looking to keep the momentum with the Wave. They've scored the last 5 unanswered. The Rams got the early lead, but it's been all Darien ever since.
They're mixing up the draw a little bit. They have Emma Rowe taking the draw now, and let's see how that plays out for New Canaan with 2 different people on with Devin Russell on one side and Lexi Tully on the other.
And Tully wins it. Lexi Tully tripped up. And the referee will bring Stafford back.
Yeah, I think their feet just got tangled up there. Innocent situation. But again, New Canaan just needs to settle the ball down, take their time, and play their game.
So New Canaan behind the net with it. 14 minutes to go in this first half. A game that Darien leads 5-1. If you're just joining us, Braden Shank and Paul Tully with you. So glad you're with us. A nice spin move, losing the ball to Maggie Bellissimo.
Now they have to ride. They have to ride now.
Bellissimo retreating it back to Shootout. And Darien now looking to set the offense right back up. That's Von Kennel across the NCN, or the N and C.
That's great clear on her part. Speedy exit right up the middle of the field.
Humphrey with a spin move, almost falls down. Now to Von Kennel, she's got some room. Stafford.
Kenny's just got to settle in on defense here. Just settle down a little bit. Just keep talking.
Ryan Hapgood calling out the play. Darien, plenty of time to work on it. Darien looking for the hole in the New Canaan coverage. Holmes up the middle. Kelly Holmes has some room and she scores. Holmes with another for the Wave, and it's 6-1 Darien.
Pretty goal. Just was able to get the extra step around her defender and then went straight to the cage confidently and buried the ball.
Kelly Holmes, the talented junior on this Blue Wave team, off to play for the Yale Bulldogs, and she has Darien's 6th goal of the contest.
Again, my message for New Canaan, the same thing. Settle down, get the ball on offense, work it around, work through the plays they worked on in practice, one goal at a time. Ground ball is key, though, right here.
Inside the draw circle, that's made all the difference in this afternoon's contest. As Darien has now scored 6 unanswered. Rowan Quinn, a collision among 2 Darien players. Stafford hits the ground, and ball goes to the Rams. And Paul, talk about an impact first-year player on this New Canaan team. How about Emma Rowe, the sophomore, stepping up big for New Canaan? Has had a couple nice games, but it's always good to see some sophomores step up on the varsity level.
Definitely. You know, it's good to see that a younger player is able to elevate her game to play on this level.
Especially a team that had to fill the vacancies of Kaylee Harden, Claire Mahoney, Jade Lowe, Dylan Patton, Caitlin Tully, Carolyn Barron, and so many more. Most of them off playing college lacrosse now. So this New Canaan team builds some talent and a goal, not a goal, my apologies, but
that was
stop.
a great save by Hope. Great save by Hope. On a quick shot, but I don't think there was a
card on it.
I couldn't even see who took the shot, but it was a quick shot, and it was a great reaction by Hope.
Got so excited trying to say the goalie made the save. I cut off the E part of it.
It looks like we got a yellow card on Devin. So we're a man down right now.
So the referees have sent a player to the box. Still awaiting it on the scoreboard. And they're going to put
11:48.
11:48 back on the clock with a penalty against Devin Russell. Russell given the yellow card. So Darien will go player up.
Yep. This is not an ideal situation for the New Canaan Rams. I could probably say this is the last thing they wanted to have happen right now. But they got to ride. They got to show that they can. There you go. There's a turnover.
And now New Canaan off to the races. Ella Patterson, can she score? And she is tripped up. 8-meter awarded. And that's an instance right there for Darien. You might think that she was trying to stop Patterson intentionally, so it's not a one-on-one. At least get the 8-meter here. Get some defenders into the mix. Similar to a basketball fast break. Slow down the attack. Get some defenders in there. And that's exactly what the Wave does. The 8-meter coming from Ella Patterson, and she retreats it out.
She pulled it out as a defenseman. That's probably the smart move. Now, as you can see, Darien is trying to double the ball because we are man down, and we are going toward the end line, which to me is the risky place to be, or the sideline. You do not want to get caught in a double team or a triple team on the sideline or on the end line.
And again, New Canaan's looking to just kill off that penalty against Devin Russell. So they're looking to just run that clock out, keep with the ball, knowing their possession time so far in this game. It should be no hard task for the Rams.
Well, if defensively they keep aggressively pressuring the ball, New Canaan has to be able to move the ball. They have to find the open player, and there has to be constant movement. If everybody just stands around, they'll get swarmed, and that's the objective here, is to keep the ball moving and not run toward the sideline, not run toward the end line, but keep it moving.
Bellissimo looking to push out the defender. Now to the stick of Sidney Patton, the sophomore on this Rams team.
Okay, Darian seems to be lightening up on their aggressiveness here, and New Canaan's just waiting to see when this penalty expires.
So while they've hit this stalemate, it's a good time to tell you're watching this joint production of DAF Media and NCTV of this varsity girls lacrosse contest between the Darien Blue Wave and the New Canaan Rams from Dunning Field on the campus of New Canaan High School. This production being brought to you all by Darien High School and New Canaan High School student volunteers.
All even now. Devin back on the field. New Canaan full force.
Emma Rowe. Rowe, one move past her defender, looks for a cutter, doesn't find anybody.
Good fake, didn't have a shot and pulled it out. Smart move. Now
Going
it's a
low.
push into the crease. Oh.
Crease violation.
Not going to call the push, but that looked clearly like a push. But now it's Darien possession. Goalie has the ball.
Trudell did make the big stop on it, so Darien gets the ball nonetheless. A little under 9 minutes to go in this first half. Chloe Humphrey.
Clearly a well-executed clear to Chloe. There's no one even playing her right now. There's no one on defense playing Chloe.
Shot just low, the rebound. Hapgood stopped again by
what
CC
a double
Patterson.
save by CC Patterson. Double save.
They always say good things comes in pairs, and CC Patterson makes two beautiful saves, turns away Von Kennel and Hapgood. Now the Rams looking to use that momentum.
We need to kind of keep possession of the ball here and be smart. Okay.
Sidney Patton a restart at the 30.
Okay, so a little bit of up and down here. We got some running going on.
And it's a goal. Wrapping it around, going top corner is Maddie Tully, and the Rams break their scoring drought, cut it down to 6-2.
Maddie took that ball and rolled the cage and just came around and shot high and was able to stick it in the back of the net.
Maddie Tully with the big goal, and it starts the climb for the New Canaan Rams. A beautifully done wraparound shot going to that top left corner of Trudell, picking up the goal, and the New Canaan sophomore has another to her name.
Looks like New Canaan's going to try another player at the face-off draw here. Maddie Tully stepping in, Lexi Tully and Devin on the circle.
Head coach Kristen Woods trying every combination possible to find an answer to Colette Quinn, Sadie Stafford, and Chloe Humphrey, and Stafford right on cue to Humphrey. That draw unit for Darien working seamlessly.
They are having a very, very successful outing at the draw circle today.
And they make all the difference in these tight contests, and especially down the stretch.
They definitely do.
Von Kennel to Stafford, the hot potato ball right back to Von Kennel. Going her offhand, Stafford.
Good defense on New Canaan's part. Darien's got a cutting. Oh, they have a different player on Chloe right now.
Stafford.
Oh,
stopped
nice save
by Patterson. CC Patterson making another to her name, looking to keep these Rams in this contest. Sidney Patton on the restart, and this New Canaan team looking for something. 6:50 to go before halftime.
Once again, one goal at a time. We're not looking for 3 goals at once. That's not how this game can evolve. New Canaan needs to concentrate on the plays that they've been practicing and executing those plays, one goal at a time.
Lexi Tully slowing it down. Tully, the junior, committed to Cornell. Play lacrosse for the Big Red. And that's in 2 years. She'll come back, play one more, presumably for the New Canaan Rams. That one just high. Nice recovery from Devin Russell.
Good recovery. Good catch by Devin there. Once again, they just need to take their time. Slow it down.
And just high. Knocked to the ground was Lexi Tully. And the refs will be awarding a free position for the New Canaan Rams. Tully setting up on the 8-meter. Shudell gets ready in her post. And Tully stops
good
off
save.
the thigh
Let's
of
see
Hope
if Devin
Shudell.
can get the good hustle on Devin Russell's part, but Darian scoops the ground ball.
Hope Shudell once again putting the body on the line, making another big save, turning away the 8-meter attempts.
Nice ground ball by Casey Benoit.
Von Kennel now to Jillian Vaught. Vaught has one to her name in this contest. Cannon playing the tight man-to-man defense.
They have, they are covering Chloe with a man face guarding and just got a cut, and there it goes. Oh, another good save.
And CC Patterson getting hot out there. 4 straight saves for the New Canaan sophomore. And just like that, Darian will retry on the offense. Holmes going up the alley, right back to Quinn. Von Kennel taking 4 defenders with her, fighting off the contacts.
Good reset.
Hapgood going right up the lane, and that goal is coming off the board.
Yep, that's not a goal. That's actually a free position. And he's going to put it back out at the 12. All right, no, he's putting the defender on the 12 and Hope Hapgood on the 8-meter for a free position.
It's actually Ryan Hapgood,
Ryan Hapgood,
sister of
sorry.
Hope, and Hapgood turned away from CC Patterson.
Good save by CC, but another ground ball by Darian. They are swarming these ground balls, and it is making a difference.
Charge. That one's going the other way.
Okay, there's a... New Canaan now has to take their time and getting the ball up the field.
3:20 to go in this first half. Darien leading 6-2 off of a 6-goal stretch. And New Canaan failed to get an answer.
They have to be smart. They have to be smart. Okay, all settled down now a little bit.
A spin move from Molly Reed. Reed, the senior, committed to Bowdoin. Patton. And that's in! Sydney Patton going top shelf on Shudell. And the New Canaan sophomore with another. It's 6-3.
Little give and go from Maddie Tully to Sid Patton. Sid buries it in the back of the net.
Shudell not able to protect that top half of the cage, and Patton makes her pay with her first of the contest. And I believe, Paul, that's the 3rd New Canaan goal of the contest, the 3rd coming from a Rams sophomore in this game.
Very true. Sophomores are stepping up, which is a big part of having the team concept of this game. Got to have role players.
A roster of 24 girls for head coach Kristen Woods. 4 sophomores. One of them is in net, CC Patterson. 2 have produced goals in this game with Sydney Patton and Maddie Tully. So the future's looking bright here in New Canaan, Connecticut for some girls lacrosse, and it's already looking quite bright for the girls in white and red.
And these last flurry of saves by CC have really helped New Canaan. And
out to the restraining line. Humphrey takes a shot to the face and clock.
Wait a second. Oh, they got a card. We're going to get a.
So Humphrey takes a shot.
I think they're giving a yellow card to Kat Norton. Not really sure why. But she might have to have the trainer take a look at something.
It almost seemed like Humphrey got hit in the nose and there was some blood that came out. The referee saw the blood and issued a card on it. So the trainer's now going to check out Chloe Humphrey.
Yep.
Because it definitely was something, the referee looked at Humphrey, then assessed the card. It wasn't initially on it, so that's why I'm presuming maybe it was the damage it did to Humphrey or how she took it. Nonetheless, Darian will sub in Kat Reynolds, the junior committed to Bucknell, as Humphrey will get checked out by the trainer, and Norton sent off with a 2-minute penalty. So Darian goes player up for the next 2 minutes.
So, yep, Darian, player up, New Canaan man down or woman down, and it's going to be, again, communication is what keeps the defense intact in a man-down situation. And I keep saying man down in a woman-down situation.
And now Kate DeMarc will come out to take the timeout for Darien. Head coach Lisa Lindley will talk some things over with her Darien Blue Wave. Again, Chloe Humphrey has left the field of play via the referee's preference on it, and New Canaan will now need to get some things straight. Head coach Kristen Woods getting an explanation from the referees. Definitely looked interesting because Humphrey just ran into 3 defenders and took a stick to the face, and the referee assessed the damage on it against New Canaan. So New Canaan's now going to play 2 minutes player down. And Paul, what's one thing New Canaan needs to do in the next 2 minutes?
Well, I think they have to be tight on this woman down situation. They need to really just be stout. Move your feet, keep talking, keep your sticks up in the air, cut down the alleys for the passing, on the passing lanes. And I think that's one thing that Darien does very well is move the ball, sees the open player, and they have to be communicating to each other. If they're not communicating, they're not going to see the cutter. And, we'll hopefully be able to get out of this without another goal.
2:27 left in this first half. Darien will get the next 2 minutes on the player up, looking to convert on the player up. That was New Canaan's second yellow card of the contest, so they got to watch out for those. But the Wave are given a golden opportunity from our officials, looking to convert and get back on the board in a 6-3 ball game in favor of the Darien Blue Wave. You're watching this joint production of DAF Media and NCTV, bringing you live coverage of this varsity girls lacrosse rivalry between the Darien Blue Wave and the New Canaan Rams, live from Dunning Field on the campus of New Canaan High School.
Well, hopefully here for New Canaan, CC Patterson has been stellar up until this point on some saves. Most recently in the end of this first half, and when a goalie starts playing hot, it can be your best. It can be your best luck that you could have. And what she needs now is a little support from her defense. They need to move their feet. They need to slide. They need to talk. They need to keep their sticks up in the passing lane. Chloe Humphrey's back on the field, so I think that timeout allowed them to, assess the situation, whatever kind of injury she had.
So Humphrey back on the field, and Darien now back in business. 2 minutes on the player up. Colette Quinn around the perimeter to Hapgood. Second player up for the Blue Wave this afternoon.
Here it comes, on the crease. There's a ball.
Triple team turning away Jillian Vaught, and that ball's going to New Canaan. A successful stand on the defense.
We need to take our time here and clear the ball. We can't make a mistake here. We need to take our time.
Again, that's the important thing, playing player down. You do not want to make any error giving the ball to Darien, especially with the likes of Catherine Norton out for the Rams. So New Canaan gets it into the attacking third. A minute left
Once again, New Canaan just needs to settle the ball down. There's 1 minute and 25 seconds. My guess is they're going to try and work it around a little bit, get a little comfortable with the ball, and see what kind of defense Darien's in.
And that's now when you come down to that 30-second offense right there, especially that might be all the time you're given with about the 20-second difference.
We are still man down, remember, so we are one player short on offense, so that's why they are taking their time, waiting for that penalty to expire. I'm not sure what the time differential is. Oh, now I can see it. Yeah, 27 seconds.
I'm saying
left.
a 30-second, last second possession here. And if you're head coach Kristen Woods, who do you give that final possession to?
I think there's a couple girls they could give it to, but, I'd rather have them have a play that they are very confident with and that the players are able to execute. They practice this in practice all the time. This is a scenario that we practice.
The penalty time appears to have stopped on the scoreboard, so that's still with 22 seconds left, and eventually Norton will be cleared, so she had the time memorized in her head. 22 seconds to work. New Canaan looking for the magic at the end of the first half. There's Tully. 13 to work.
Have to do something here. New Canaan's going to have to do something
5.
here.
Tully pushed away. Will New Canaan get a shot off?
Nope, not going to get a shot off.
And the Darien defense holds strong, ends the first half, keeping New Canaan away from the shot. And at the end of one half, Darien leads New Canaan 6-3 from Dunning Field. Paul, what'd you see in that first half?
That right there was an excellent array of defensive positioning on Darien. They were able to slow down the players that they wanted to send to the cage and didn't panic, didn't break down, and they were able to not allow them to get a shot off. And so we go into half with the same score, 6-3. New Canaan has some work to do right now. Darien has certainly controlled the ball most of this first half, and certainly have had the ground balls to support that as well.
6-3, Darien leads New Canaan. We still have 25 minutes of lacrosse left to be played between the Blue Wave and the Rams. Don't go anywhere. You're watching DAF Media and NCTV. We'll be back after this short commercial break.
This game is sponsored by our NC Rams All Sports Booster Club, Platinum and Gold sponsors. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsor, Dr. William Fessler of Family Dentistry, the dental office for our entire family's dental needs. At William Fessler Family Dentistry, smile, you're in good hands. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsors and NCHS alumni, Leo and Steve Carl of Carl Chevrolet, who have been proud supporters of local athletic programs for generations. Their dealership has been serving Fairfield County since 1927. Their team is ready to assist with all of your automotive needs. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsor, Walter Storts. Walter Storts Market has supported NC Rams athletics and the entire New Canaan community for years. Walter Storts is your fresh local market. We would like to thank our gold sponsor, Anderson Kenny Architecture, a full-service practice that encompasses a range of commissioned residential and commercial projects. Each project is a thoughtful collaboration tailored for clients and their needs. The outcome is highly personal and constructed with intention and integrity. We would like to thank our gold sponsor, Frangione Engineering. Planning on putting in a pool or an addition onto your house? Are you having drainage issues on your property? Well, Frangione Engineering can help you find a solution. Thank you to our gold sponsor, Performance Optimal Health, who proudly supports all New Canaan Rams athletes in their 2022-2023 seasons. Their team helps clients achieve their health goals through exercise, recovery, nutrition, and stress management. They offer their congratulations to all teams competing this season. We would like to thank our gold sponsor, Renaissance Partners, a family-owned and New Canaan-based residential building and remodeling company serving all of Fairfield County. Again, a big thank you to all of our sponsors. The NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics.
Well, Paul, you can't make this stuff up. This is going to be a first here. It appears the scoreboard has turned off here at Dunning Field, so the referees are going to keep the clock as well as they're going to keep the game clock here. But definitely an interesting day for sure here at New Canaan's Dunning Field, and the teams will now resume play here in this second half. 6-3 our score between the Blue Wave and the Rams. Teams switch sides. Darien moving from left to right on your screens now, and they're visiting blue jerseys with the white numbering. New Canaan in the home whites with the red numbering from right to left. If you're just joining us, Braden Shank and Paul Tully with you. So glad you can be with us wherever you may be on the DAF Media Network and NCTV. DAF, of course, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation.
Darian jumped right back into it with the ground ball off the face-off circle here, and now they're executing their offense. Let's see what happens here.
Quinn right back to Stafford.
Good recovery on defense.
Hapgood pushed away by her defenders. Chloe Humphrey. Humphrey goes low and scores through the 5-hole of Patterson. Chloe Humphrey has another to her name, and the Darien senior continues to terrorize this New Canaan team.
Yeah, the defense got caught up in there. She's too good of a player to jump on a switch like that. She just used her speed and came around the cage and buried it.
7-3 in favor of Darian. The Wave start this second half with a bang. A big goal from Chloe Humphrey. Humphrey had 74 goals a season ago, and she is on pace to break that this year with some authority. Colette Quinn and Maddie Tully on the draw.
Once again, ground ball is crucial for New Canaan. Darian's been dominating in that category all game.
Quinn trying to grab it, instead knocked into the open space, and the ground ball fielded by Devin Russell and the Rams.
One step at a time.
Caroline Underwood behind the net.
Darien playing a tight man-to-man defense here.
At the perimeter, there's number 23, Lexi Tully. Canaan looking for some breaks in the coverage, looking to capitalize. Patton. Stella Nolan keeping it moving for the Rams.
Canaan's being patient on offense, which is important.
Lexi Tully. Nice spin move. Tully still got it, and she scores. Going to her offhand, Lexi Tully with the goal, and the Rams have their first in this second half.
Good change of direction there. Lexi tried to take a sweep to the right, ended up planting her foot and spinning to her left and being able to switch her hands, drop it in with a nice little lefty bounce.
Lexi Tully with the goal for the New Canaan Rams, the junior off to Cornell. She had 34 a year ago, and she's got her 23rd on the season. A big one right there for the Rams.
All started with the ground ball in the circle. This is why the ground ball is the most crucial statistic for this sport. You need possession in order to win a game, and ground balls are that's the starting point for the whole thing.
Crucial points of the draw controls. It really sets up the offense and gives the team momentum regardless of the situation. Back to the draw circle. Colette Quinn and Maddie Tully. Scrum for it. Rolling towards the restraining line. Field by Tully. Met with a sea of Darien defenders.
Lexi is trying to run through people when she should find her help and get rid of the ball. Ooh, that's a big check. Devin will get possession back. New Canaan needs to move the ball on this clear. They need to be able to pass to the open player in order to get this ball back into their offensive side, which they have successfully done.
Sydney Patton inside of the 12-meter, now right back behind the nets. Wrapping it around, passing it off, looking for the finishing touch, just wide off the stick of Stella Nolan. Nolan, the senior committed to Michigan to play lacrosse for the Wolverines, was looking for the finishing piece and went wide on Shudell.
It was a good look. Stella was open on the crease. They just need to take their time, figure out an offense.
Bouncing it, stopped by Shudell. However, the flag has been waved. The push against the Wave. 8-meter coming for New Canaan.
Sydney Patton will get the 8-meter position. We'll see where she is. Up, she's on the far right hash mark. Oh, they're moving her over a hash.
So Patton getting a more favorable possession. Or maybe more favorable hash, that is, at the 8-meter. Patton. Shot stopped by Shoudell.
I think Darian left early. Sadie Stafford ran in a little early, so they have to reset for another free position for Sid.
So Darian readjusting some players. They'll move Colette Quinn to the right. Up the free position taker for the Rams. Patton stopped by the big spoon of Hope Shoudell.
Great save by Hope Shoudell. It was a high-to-high shot, and she just never took her eye off the stick and was able to save it.
Hope Shoudell makes another big save. She had 10 in the win against the St. Paul's School for Girls Gators.
Those saves on a free position are so important.
Stafford looking to clear it. The junior committed to Duke to play lacrosse for the Blue Devils. Bad pass on Von Kennel in the open space. Humphrey with the ground ball.
Well, again, we can't get a ground ball on the New Canaan side of the field, and that is a very key ground ball for Chloe Humphrey.
It just feels like Chloe Humphrey is everywhere on that field. She can get the ground balls, and she saves Darien from turning it over in situations like that.
She has a nose for the ball, and she has a desire to get that ball, and those are the two things you need to be able to do. And she has clearly proven that today. And she wants the ball more than everybody else.
It's almost like lacrosse runs in the Humphrey family blood. Her sisters, Nicole and Ashley, both Darien High School alums, playing at Stanford and North Carolina, respectively. A shot stopped by Patterson, rebound of Von Kennel.
Another ground ball for Darien. Good save by CeCe Patterson, but another ground ball for Darien, and they get to reset again. So our defense again now has to step up and take their time. And
it's a goal. Sadie Stafford puts one up for the Blue Wave, their 8th of the contest. And Sadie Stafford strikes again for the Blue Wave.
Once again, New Canaan, Darien taking advantage of the ground ball off the save and getting a second possession and capitalizing, putting another goal in the net.
So Darien makes you pay with the littlest of errors. That time from the stick of Sadie Stafford.
Sadie wanted that goal, you could tell. She was determined to put that ball in the back of the net. Nice goal.
Humphrey will now move into the draw circle, going up against Maddie Tully. So the first time head coach Lisa Lindley goes into her depth for the draw. Colette Quinn has taken the first of just about all of them, and now it's the likes of Chloe Humphrey. And just past the stick of Quinn. Push on it, ball going to the Wave, thanks to the whistle.
Not sure what that was, but once again, Chloe's going to try and do something here, pull it out maybe. Yep, settling it down, letting their offense get down on the field, get into position. New Canaan once again in a familiar position of being on defense. They've had a lot of that this game.
Vaught behind the nets, now to Von Kennel. Half good. And that one's going to Chloe Humphrey. She'll get a free position.
I think she's just going to get possession behind the cage. I'm not sure. Maybe they felt that she was held by the defender.
So the restart from Humphrey. And she scores. Like a masterpiece, Chloe Humphrey continues to score for the Wave, another for the senior from Darien.
Yep, that was a very nice move by Chloe. Come around the cage, bounce shot. Tough stop for the goalie.
Chloe Humphrey, as we've said all afternoon, scoring 7, 8 goals in a game is just routine for her. I believe has 5 of Darien's 9 this afternoon. Again, could be off by that. I would say we would look at our scoreboard right now, but unfortunately it doesn't appear that that is on. So what you guys have at your, what you have on the scoreboard at your TVs right there is correct. 9-4 in favor of Darien. So again, any apologies we make on the score. The viewer is the most up-to-date person. Stella Nolan.
Okay, New Canaan
Moving it
now
along.
just needs to let's settle this ball down and move it around. They need to calm their nerves a little bit. There's a flurry of goals from Darien, and once again, you can only score one goal at a time. So just that's their mentality.
Devin
That's
Russell.
what has to be their mentality.
And New Canaan playing down right now by 5. Looking for some goals.
Yep. We just, like I said, though, they just need to move it around and play their game. Practice. Play the games. Play the plays you play at practice and execute.
Good cut. Stopped by Shudell. The bouncer is stopped. Good shot from Tully, but Shudell reads it.
Very nice save by Hope. Matty Tully got the ball back on the sideline, and New Canaan now is in possession again.
16:20 to play. Canaan taking their sweet time, although they do need some goals, and they might need them quick. You don't want to have to wait until that final 2 minutes or so to score.
You're right about that. So let's see what kind of offense they come up with here.
Ollie Reed, senior leader on this New Canaan team. Right back to Devin Russell. Russell, the 5-star recruit, off to play for Boston College, the number 6 player in the class of 2024. Looking to spark a rally.
Oh, another stop for Hope Sodell. That's a great save. And there we go, another ground ball for Darien. Up.
And it's going to Darian.
Back to Darien.
And quickly a cross check against Stella Nolan.
Canaan's just got to keep their composure, play defense.
Thought and collision there with Ryan Hapgood.
Wow, that was a uncharacteristic little situation for Darien, but a little turnover. Now New Canaan has an opportunity. Oh my God.
And Humphrey is everywhere.
Everywhere. And now we need the ground ball, and we can't get the ground ball.
Hold against New Canaan, that's going to Darien.
Ball is such an important possession. We have to value the possession. That was a double whammy turnover. Darien turned it over, and then New Canaan turned it over.
What was that, a press your luck reference?
Yeah, I think so.
I like it. Very smooth. And behind the net with it is Anna Von Kennel. Darien looking to press their luck against CC Patterson. So far has beaten the sophomore goaltender 9 times in this contest. And so far for New Canaan, they have yet to play a game this year where they've given up double digits on the defense. The most goals they've given up in a game was 7 against the Rye Garnets on April 15th.
Good defense here. Darien being patient, moving the ball around, getting their touches.
Von Kennel. Colette Quinn. Off to the wing. Hapgood, one nice move, makes another, falls to the ground, bounces it, and scores! Ryan Hapgood.
Nice play by Ryan.
A top 10 play from number 17, and Hapgood puts Darien in double digits.
Good move by Ryan Hapgood, and was able to get around her defender, extend her body, and bounce that ball into the goal. Nice shot.
It doesn't matter how much defense you play on Ryan Hapgood, she will find a way to shoot and find a way to score. The senior captain off to Dartmouth with another, and it's 10-4 Darien.
Okay, Matty Tully back on the face-off. Up. Oh, looks like Darien's going to get a card there. Not sure for what. but possession is now New Canaan ball.
And they're yelling up to stop the clock. And referees will then come over. 13-20 is what they'll put up. Again, in a
13-20. 13-20.
Again, in a game that Darien leads. 10-4 our score. 13-20 they put up on the scoreboard. Restart for the Rams. A penalty against Colette Quinn.
Good clear by New Canaan. Darian was jumping that quickly.
Finds a cutter. Goes just high behind the net. New Canaan didn't even attempt a shot on it. Will set up their offense. Patton.
I think she thought about shooting and pulled it out.
There's Lexi Tully at the 12-meter.
Not sure what that call is, but looks like they are calling something on Darien, but I'm not sure what it is. New Canaan retains possession, and there we go. We are just turning the ball over unnecessarily here, and Darien is oh, that's another turnover for Darien. Couldn't get it out of the end of the field. New Canaan needs to settle the ball down and just take their time. Darien is playing an aggressive defense.
Going to the cage, stopped by Shudell. That was Russell looking to score.
And she's going to get a free position on that shot, on that save.
The referee
She's
explaining the
getting
call.
the center hash, free position.
So Devin Russell will get ready on the top hash at the 8-meter. Looking to give the Rams their 5th. And
off the pipe.
Crossbar. The aluminum rings, and Darien's got the ball. They're surging. Quinn with it.
Colette Quinn came out of the box and was timed perfectly for that ground ball out of the off of the crossbar, and she went and picked it up.
Talk about a gnarly ricochet. That one came all the way out to the 50-yard line.
It's very conveniently placed out to the 40 for Colette. She took advantage of it.
Hapgood on the far side. Now to Jillian Vox.
Goalie's best friend is that pipe.
It is indeed. I was just going to say that. Safford to Hapgood. Now Kelly Holmes. 10:35 to play in regulation. 10-4. Darien leads New Canaan.
Once again, New Canaan just needs to be patient on their defense. They need to keep talking. He's in the crease, I think. Yeah, in the crease for Vaught. And now New Canaan needs to take their time and clear the ball. Oh.
You kind of see it there, the awkward crow hop from Jillian Vaught. She knew she was getting close to that crease, tried to avoid it, but instead the violation goes against her. And now New Canaan's got it across the 50.
Molly Reed on a good clear. I think New Canaan just again needs to get themselves set up in their offense.
Here's Stella Nolan. Short pass to Patton. New Canaan has only scored 1 in this second half.
Oh. Calling a little, I think, push in the back. Sid Patton will take it on the 12-meter. So no free position here, just a stoppage of play.
Restart from the Rams. Devin Russell Going to the cage. Shudell turns her away, gets back to her post is Hope. And a pass into no man's land.
Lexi's got to try and save it, and she does. Lexi Tully saves it from going out of bounds. Kind of a forced pass on the crease, but New Canaan retains possession.
Stella Nolan. 8:30 to work. Falling to the ground.
That's a charge on Maddie Tully. She clearly put her shoulder down and slipped and ended up losing possession.
But do you think that was an instance that she just tripped and the shoulder so happenly went into the defender?
I think she ended up slipping and it, kind of forced her shoulder into the defender. So it looked more like a charge than I think it really was. But it definitely was. The ref was right there, so she saw it.
Now Darian's got the possession. Sadie Stafford over to Bellissimo.
Once again, Darien had that clear pretty well laid out and executed it very well.
Quinn has also been free to the box, so both teams back to even strength. 7:44 to play from Dunning Field.
New getting a little more aggressive on the defense, trying to push out, realizing that they're going to need some possessions here as this clock ticks. Chloe Humphrey with the ball again. Here we go.
Humphrey looking to make some magic. Through one defender, through two, going 5 Olin Humphrey scores. Add another to Chloe Humphrey's name, and it's 11 for Darien.
It's almost like Lisa can push a button and hand the ball to Chloe, and she has a variety of moves and just very talented lacrosse player.
There's a reason that the 5-star is the #1 player in the country for the class of 2023, and it's for that reason right there, folks, her ability to score on any type of play, and she has just led this Darien team all afternoon.
Clearly has demonstrated why.
We don't have an accurate goal count, but I want to say that's either her 5th or 6th of the ball game.
I believe you're right on number 6. Again, Darien has possession off the draw, and New Canaan is now struggling to try and get the ball back, and they accidentally kind of might have pushed somebody, but now we're back in play. Darien with possession. Again, New Canaan's going to have to press out if they're going to try and make a late run here. They can't just sit back and let this happen. Clock is not their friend right now.
Stafford going to the cage, stopped.
Off the post again.
But the rebound goes to Chloe Humphrey. And the Waves stay on the offense.
That was a nice save by CC Stein. CC Stein, CC Patterson. CC Stein's up at Michigan right now. But right now, New Canaan has to take their time and get this clear, executed properly.
Mentioned CC Stein, one of the many likes that Darien graduated last year, as well as Shade Olche, Molly McGuckin, Stein, a lot of other players this Darien team lost. They had to recover. But again, when you have a player like Chloe Humphrey who can command your offense, it really makes the transition easy and seamless. Molly Reed confirming with the referee. She'll get the restart. 5:35 to play.
All right, New Canaan now has it on their offensive side of the ball, so they have to get to work quick here, or quickly.
Stella Nolan, short pass over to Molly Reed. Tully, and she fakes out Shudell for the goal. Lexi Tully keeping some life in the Rams.
Yeah, she ducked inside of her defender and was able to get across the front of the crease and drop one in. Tough bounce shot for Hope to stop.
Lexi Tully, the junior. She had 2 in last year's state championship against the Wave, and she's got her 2nd in this contest on this Wednesday afternoon. Now moves it to 11-5, still in favor of Darien. A game with 5:06 to play.
Matty Tully's still on the draw here, and we'll see if we can get another ground ball situation here. They're jockeying for position on the circle. Darien moving, New Canaan moving.
And a big one from Colette Quinn.
Big one from Colette Quinn.
Now Quinn will settle it down again. No shot clock in this contest, so there's nothing pushing Darien to hurry up the offense.
Nope, nothing pushing them, and it's a big difference between the high school game and the college game, the shot clock. It really does make a difference.
Again, with a 90-second shot clock, Darien would have about a minute or so that they could hold it, but then New Canaan would be guaranteed a couple more possessions. And now Lisa Lindley will come out to take her timeout in this second half. 4:35 to play. Darien controlling an 11-5 lead. And Paul, what's the game plan going to be for New Canaan here in the last 4.5 minutes?
I think their game plan has to basically be they have to play an aggressive defense. They have to pressure the ball. They have to get a turnover or force a bad pass. And then they're going to have to get the ball into their offensive end and execute. They don't have a lot of time. There's obviously a goal differential that's, is quite a hill to climb. But, again, one goal at a time. I think this defensive stand is going to have to really kind of, be their next biggest feat is to keep this ball from going in their net one more time.
Darien, of course, they would like to go up by one more, extend the lead to 7. And with 4.5 minutes left to be played, New Canaan's got to start scoring, but they got to start winning the draw controls as well and get the possessions back with them. There's nothing forcing Darien's hand, so they're going to look to run that clock out, run the offense. Yesterday against Norwalk, they had a couple possessions that lasted 4 minutes against the Bears, and they ended it with a goal. So it's a team that very well could run out the last 4.5 minutes. So New Canaan will need to play a little bit more aggressive. But to your point, Paul, they cannot let up a goal by any cost here in this one.
Right. Colette Quinn has had an excellent day at the draw circle here, that's a big part of this this score is that the fact that they've been able to possess the ground ball, take it down the field, and bury it in the net. And so right now, I think New Canaan has to sort of just buckle down, work on the techniques that you've worked on in practice, and be aggressive. This is a time where you need to be aggressive.
Restart from the Blue Wave. 4:30 to play.
And there you see it. They're being aggressive. They're jumping out, and they're trying to press the player. It looks like there's a turnover. There's a good pass right there.
And now New Canaan coming downfield. That was a dream scenario for New Canaan, but they still have a lot of work left to do. Trailing
They do. They have a lot of work to do, but that's the first step they needed to do is get that possession. They have it. Sydney Patton just brought it down the field, and we have control behind the cage. Now they need to execute something quickly. We don't have all the time in the world.
Molly Reed. High pass, grabbed by the likes of Maddie Tully. Patton starting her attack. Kennedy playing the defense.
We're crowding the crease, and I think that's something that New Canaan needs to work on. They need to give their players some space to make some moves. Oh,
falling to the ground, staying with it is Lexi Tully. Rams have 3:15 to work.
That's a slippery spot on the field. That's where Maddie Tully, her sister, had the same situation. She slipped and fell, so maybe they should stay away from that spot.
And that is a goal. New Canaan keeps on chugging. Maddie Tully with the goal, and the Rams cut it down to an 11-6 ball game.
Little sneak around the outside of the right side of the cage, and Maddie bounces it low, and tough goal for Hope to grab onto.
Rams have now scored the last 2 unanswered, but this is where this game is going to be decided inside the draw circle. If Darian can keep winning the draws, running that clock out, it gives very minimal time for New Canaan to set up the offense. So it all comes down to Maddie Tully here to start winning some draws and give the Rams the vital possession time late in this game.
True. This is a big possession right here.
Colette Quinn and Maddie Tully the senior and the sophomore respectively. Ref blows the whistle, and Colette
wins it again. She's got Maddie's number on that draw. Can't really identify what it was, but she's definitely had that self-draw to herself a number of times.
They always make the difference, and that time Colette Quinn picks it up, sets up this wave offense. They have 2:40 to work. New Canaan needs to cause another turnover and try to score. They're trailing by 5.
Yeah, New Canaan definitely needs to press out and take a chance. If they don't take a chance, they're going to end up just moving this ball around and around and around.
Holmes. Pass over to Stafford. Darian in no rush, no shot clock in this contest. Sadie Stafford. Right back to the Princeton-bound Colette Quinn.
Yeah, I think that they're just taking their time here. They see the clock. They know how much time it is. They know that New Canaan has to come out and pressure them because they need possession. They need possession to score a goal. And right now, they're just playing a little keep away. A little bit of keep away.
Quinn going to the cage, shooting it just wide. Possession. Going to New Canaan.
It's going to New Canaan. Goalie ball. No one was behind the goal line. Extended for that, so New Canaan goalie gets the ball.
Now this is where New
Canaan has to push the ball. They have to push it. They have to move it. And
Patton.
They have to move it.
Short pass to Nolan. The Rams have under 90 seconds to work.
They have to move the ball.
Looking for 5 goals here and a little bit of magic. Staying with Reed.
Now we need to get an offense set up here quickly. Something we've worked on.
Patton.
Sid Patton trying to make a move.
Stopped by Shudell.
Not the shot I think that New Canaan wanted. Not the shot that they wanted.
The first time this afternoon, New Canaan rushes a shot, and it gets the good end of Darien, as now they just have to kill 50 seconds.
50 seconds left, and now we're going to try and ride. Nice get by Maddie Tully. Now they may be able to see if they can stick one in the end here.
Tully's got some numbers, instead slows it out. 38 to work. New Canaan just looking to get a goal at this point.
Yep, that's all they want, a little pride. This is a goal for pride right here.
Always want to get the last laugh. There's Lexi Tully, and she loses it.
She fumbles it. That's not good. 24 seconds left, and
wrapping it around. Looks for a cutter. Instead, dumps it off.
And goalie has the ball back in the crease, and that's going to be the game for Darien.
Trudell passes it out with just a couple ticks left. Darien will come to Dunning Field, take down their arch rival New Canaan, stay flawless in 2023, and head coach Lisa Lindley now just 3 wins away from the magical 500 as Darien completes a true team effort out here, the 11-6 victory over the New Canaan Rams.
Excellently executed game by Darien. New Canaan fought valiantly, but Darien had too many weapons. They controlled the draw and ground balls off of those draws, and that can really make a difference in a game. But as this rivalry often goes, we could see these guys down the road.
And Darien, they have played a gauntlet of opponents this season. They started with the number 10 team in the country. The Manhasset Indians took them down, took down the Sacred Heart Greenwich Tigers, and as well as another just gauntlet of opponents. Summit, New Jersey, Garden City, Ludlow, St. Paul's, and now they can add New Canaan to that resume as they stand 11-0 on the season. But there's one thing we have learned, Paul, this rivalry is never over after the regular season. There's a chance these teams could meet in an FCIAC or state championship potentially.
Yes, there's a very good chance of that. It's happened over the years numerous times. Darien certainly showed that they are the number 1 team in the country today. New Canaan played valiantly, as I said, but just couldn't score as many goals and had some struggles on defense covering the best player in the country.
And you mentioned the best player in the country. Chloe Humphrey led the way with Darien. 6 goals today of the team's 11. You're taking a look at some of the goals she scored today, as well as the other goals from Darien. And Hope Shudell making the big stop at the end to give the win to the Darien Blue Wave. Both of these teams will now shift their attention to Long Island this weekend as they travel to the island to take on St. Anthony's and Garden City in the Gains for Brains games out at Cold Spring Harbor High School. New Canaan plays at 1 p.m., followed by Darien at 3 p.m., and truly just a great day for high school lacrosse anywhere. 4 back-to-back games, truly flawless games, and it's going to be interesting if these teams see each other again down the road. It would be potentially at a neutral site if they meet in a semifinal or championship of either the FCIAC or state tournament, but as the history has shown, there's a good chance that we could see that. But, Paul, any final thoughts here on the night?
There is a good chance, and I think that's something that we're going to strive for. I think that's something New Canaan has to look forward to. They have a tough group of games coming up where we play some tough teams from Long Island. We have Garden City, we have St. Anthony's, we have a Bronxville team from upstate here that's very tough, and they're going to have to just take one game at a time, and bounce back from a victory that was well earned by the Darien team.
The first time since 2022 that New Canaan is defeated in a game, and it's by who else but Darien. The Wave moved to 11-0 on the season. Keep on dancing, flawless. New Canaan falls to 8-1 on the season, 4-1 on the conference slate. And Paul, I want to thank you for coming on the broadcast. It was a pleasure calling this one with you. A great game indeed. Hopefully we'll see you down the line when these teams meet potentially at a neutral site in the FCIAC tournament or at Sacred Heart down the line in a state tournament. But there's a high chance that these teams will see each other again. So that's going to do it from us here from DAF Media and NCTV, a joint production this afternoon by the two respective squads. I do want to thank the DAF Media advisor, Damian Andrew, as well as the New Canaan TV advisor, Mr. Roman Sobolski, for all of their help, as well as all of our talented student volunteers working behind the scenes from Darien High School and New Canaan High School to bring you the sights and sounds in this one. So, for all of them, Paul Tully joined alongside me, saying so long from Dunning Field. The Darien Blue Wave take down their arch rival, the New Canaan Rams, by the final of 11-6. Have a great night, everybody. I've been Braden Shank, and we thank you for watching.